My name is Peter Leicht, Chief Financial Officer of the Skibbe Wiffleball League and Team Captain of the SWBL Brewers. I have the distinct honor tonight of being here with you to host this groundbreaking special event, a first of its kind in the great sport of wiffleball. Everybody's on pins and needles across the wiffle world, especially those teams in the running for the services of Spencer and Sam Skibbe. Fellas, I see you've got your beers.
Yeah, indeed.
Never leave home without it.
Never leave. No, indeed. What's wiffleball without beer, Peter?
Nothing good.
Nothing good. Indeed. It's the white powder, so to speak, of today.
Keeps you going.
The liquid white powder.
Fellas, both of you are experiencing free agency for the first time. What have you thought about this process?
You know, it's been interesting. You know, I've always been a captain pretty much my entire career, never had a chance to step back and join somebody else's team. And this is the first time where obviously Brett and I are leaving the same team together. And I think that going through free agency, for me, it was trying to see which team might need someone the most, you know, for the betterment of the league sort of thing. Kind of looking at not just parity for the league in skill level, but also just who needs a body, who needs somebody to fill a spot.
True. Brett?
I was surprised. It was a lot more pressure on this decision than I'd like to admit.
It's wiffleball. It's supposed to be fun.
Wiffleball, it's fun, and gosh, because I live with two of the guys that are recruiting me. Peter's one of the guys that was recruiting me.
And your brother.
And my brother, and
a former teammate.
So
you have 4 people that have strong connections.
Enough, yeah. And as much as I would like to admit it should have been like, oh, it's wiffleball, it's no big deal. But it becomes a big deal, and I did not like it.
And when it's been a part of your life for 14 years, like it has been for ours, you know, this free agency process was just completely different than anything we've ever experienced before. So it's been interesting.
It's definitely new and exciting. So maybe we'll recap for the viewers, you know, all the teams that offered you contracts. Maybe we'll run through these here. For Brett, we have a contract here from the Expos. Very well written, very detailed, very generous, you would say.
Kevin took a couple hours last night and sat down with Egerstrom.
Yes.
While we're watching TV, the Blues game. He typed up everything.
Ironed it out. That's a lot to offer someone.
Yeah.
That would be more incentives than the entire rest of the league combined.
Yes, it would be.
Hard to say no to. It's followed up by, as you mentioned, your brother, captain of the SWBL Rockies, another solid contract, several benefits. Looks like he'll be wined and dined the entire weekend.
And he did a lot too. He's, you know, I work with him, so every day he's there. He's like, what do you think? You know, 50 days till football season. You know, made a decision yet? So he's up there too.
Then we had the SWBL Astros. Pretty short and sweet, very concise contract, 1 year. The ability to earn a championship. Guess you can't get that anywhere else. And finally, we have the Brewers.
Anywhere.
I wrote this one up.
He's
you know, wrote this one up a little bit during work. Here and there, I dabbled. Some good stuff in here.
There is, I'm sure.
Very good.
I'm sure you think so.
All of everyone had good incentives.
Yeah.
The Astros were just the funniest. It was just a championship, but the other 3 were. It was too much.
Yes, a lot, indeed.
Moving on to Sam Skibbe on my left.
A much different approach to free agency.
He's got 3 contracts offers here. First from the Royals, I think was expected by his younger brother Gus. Some good stuff. Speaking of being brothers, player will be given the choice to sleep in the same bed with Royals captain Gus Skibbe.
Yeah.
See, is that an incentive though?
Yeah, especially with
a punishment?
how my parents set up our old bedroom is now there's 2 twin beds. So that would be
maybe move them together.
Maybe.
You know, really have some good time together.
Yeah,
that's
definitely a little rough.
That's definitely a punishment.
Yeah, it is. He smells.
It's all good. Then we have another contract from the Astros. I want to say it's the exact same. Maybe they just switched the names out.
That's true.
Championship incentive. And we have the Athletics here. Nice offer from Alex Heck. Some good stuff in here.
That's a pretty awful one, actually.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, some of the things he said, like here, player must admit he pitches kind of fast sometimes. That's one of the benefits.
Sometimes you don't want to admit that, so that one might be out here.
Heat check.
That might be out of here. All right.
There it is. The teams.
So the question I have now is, does the team that you've decided to play for, did they know your decision, Brett?
One of them does. Yes.
One of the players on the team,
One of the players on the team knows.
the captain of the team,
Yes.
Sam?
As we sit right now, yes, the team that I am going to knows my decision. If you're watching live on Periscope and you're the other teams, obviously that makes it seem like it's not
crap.
that. But I also think that I've made a long decision process, and I did just tell the team yes.
Great. How many people total know your decision right now?
I just counted this in my head from that last question, and a total of 8 people know my decision.
Wow.
8 people.
And I don't even know. Ouch.
It's a lot.
8 people, including you, Brett. Me and Brett talked before.
Of course.
3,
Ah, okay.
believe.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not sure if
You only
it's-
told one player on your team, though.
Yeah, I've only told one player on the team, and you and Peter knows. So, I hate this.
So when did
This
you
is the worst.
when did you both decide?
Last weekend. Last weekend, final decision.
You drunk?
No, it's
Okay.
it's been a lot of lack of sleep the past couple of weeks. Going to bed,
Oh my gosh, lack of sleep.
going to bed at midnight or later, waking up early, got school in the morning, got to teach those elementary school kids.
Someone's got to
Yeah.
do it.
You know, it's been some sleepless nights and constantly looking on our Wiffleball website, Twitter, and many other things. And it's been a long couple of days trying to make sure that the decision is correct.
We have 11 people watching.
All right.
What about you, Brett? When did you decide?
Today.
Wow.
At the buzzer.
I'm like,
He doesn't seem very confident, folks.
It's not 100%.
it's as close to 100% as it can be without being 100%.
Wow.
I don't like doing this to other teams where they like want me to go play, and I just feel bad and I don't like it. So I decided
They
pretty much
are
on the
they
right
are
here.
our Cleveland.
Yeah,
They are.
Your Cleveland.
They are our Cleveland.
They're gonna burn our jerseys.
It's gonna be sad.
It's really shame.
You need
It's
those
still our home, though. You know, it's still our home.
We need those jerseys for the NWA tournament, so let's hope they don't burn them.
Let's hope.
That's our team. Do you have any doubts?
Every day. I mean, you go through it in your mind. What could happen, and are you doing the right thing, not just for yourself but for the league? And it's tough. Yes, I have doubts.
How many times have you cried the past month over this?
If you count right now,
Tears me up, dude.
this will be the 5th. So
It's good.
yes, I have doubts, and obviously you have doubts. It's not even 100% yet.
It's
Double
really hard
digits.
to do. It's really hard. We're all just gonna start crying now.
Can we cut and come back?
Tears of beer.
Well, I'm not sure if you folks out there are nail biters, but even if you aren't, the rest of the world has been. And I guess it's time to stop chewing. The answer to the question everyone in the wiffleball world wants to know is, Sam, let's start with you.
Okay.
What is your decision?
Well, Pete, this Memorial Day weekend, and man, this is tough. I've decided I'm going to take my talents to the Royals.
The Royals.
Yes, the Royals.
Why that team over the other teams? What was your major decision factor in choosing the Royals?
You know, I think people will see the glaring reason that they are a team that has a chance of winning. And with me, I think that bolsters that chance. You know, Gus Skibbe being the dominant pitcher and hitter on, both sides of the ball that he is. And then Ty Butler, Rookie of the Year 2 years ago and had another solid year last year. And one of the best offseason signings in Paul Castellano. There's no doubt that team's going to contend for a championship. But with Ty Butler,
not sure if he's going to have his child just 10 days before the Wiffle weekend. It could very well be pushed back, and he has it on Wiffle weekend, and he's not able to show up. Logistically, as a commissioner, that puts me in the situation where there's not a lot of people that can sign on that team. Sure, they signed rookie Jordan Smith, but that's a person who lives in Springfield. It's a person who may not be able to make it up. It's depending on the situation. So if Ty can't show up, it's me who's going to have to step up and try to bring somebody else in and be that third player when right now, hopefully, I can still be the fourth. So it's just about filling a roster spot, but also, I can't lie, it's going to be good to play with my brother again.
So that's it. That's it.
And Brett, on to you. What's your decision?
All right, Pete. This Memorial Day weekend. Man, this is also tough. I have decided that I'm going to take my talents to the Rockies. Rocky Nation.
Ooh. The Rockies? Why the Rockies? What made you choose the Rockies over any of the other teams?
Well, Pete, it was a difficult decision, I have to say. The problem was, the Rockies just had too much to offer, in addition to the fact that they just won. They can do it again. They have the exact same team. They're just adding another piece to the puzzle that makes them a little bit better, which I hope I do. It was hard. Sorry.
Is it on?
Is it on?
Check. Yeah. Stephanie? Yeah, we're good.
I couldn't hear my earpiece. Well, yeah, the Brewers and the Expos offered a lot, and that was the issue. Is that this was a difficult decision. I'm, it's hard to say 100% that I have the right choice. I don't know, but time will tell.
Was it always in the cards for you guys to play with the Royals?
Pun intended.
Yes.
Oh.
Cardinals.
All right. It was in the cards, but it maybe wasn't the card that I always thought I'd choose. There were the Astros. I'll be blunt. The Astros were the only one that gave me a legitimate offer, and there is a huge glaring reason why I should have joined the Astros, and that is competitively to make them a little bit better. But when they had depth of 6 people, and the Royals needed somebody, I think I just had to pull that card. And this past weekend, that was my decision.
Indeed. Brett, how about you?
I think I'm going to answer Sam's question a little bit. I think it was always in the cards for him to play with the Royals.
Well, yeah, it was in the cards, definitely.
Everyone kind of knew it was coming, just now it's official.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm kind of the same way.
See, I think you're the opposite, though.
I knew I was going to be in the National League no matter what.
Yes.
Because I didn't get an offer from an AL team, which
It's
is...
Astros, but...
That's true. I guess...
Does it count?
I did get an offer from them, but it was for a championship. But either way, Ben Ware, I love you. It was I wouldn't say it was in the cards, but I say I was more than likely leaning to play with my brother because I've never played with him.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the glaring
Ever.
thing. He's never played with Blake before. I played with Gus for one season.
And how long have we played this game?
This is 14.
And I talked to my mom. She's like,
Good.
then I
She's the
can
final
come
boss.
to one game a day or 1 or 2 games a day, and I can see you both play.
And she doesn't have
And
to
she
root
doesn't have
against
to root against one of us. It's family.
Went with your mother. So your mother knew your decision. She was one of the people.
No,
Family over everything.
have not told her yet.
It's a family league, Peter. It was built on family traditions, and it's just continuing that. And us joining our brothers' teams, it continues that tradition.
It is a family league.
Yep.
I consider myself a skibby.
You do. Or a light.
Whatever.
We're all Spencers.
We're all Spencers, we're all Skibbies, we're all Lights.
It's a lot of people.
Steve. Man, do you guys...
There's only one Kevin.
The Hawk.
Lee Tucker.
The
Didn't
Squeezer.
Kyle play though?
No.
Sub?
No.
Oh, rest in peace, Kyle.
You know, gentlemen, I know you just spent a lot of time together these past few years playing on the Cardinals together.
Yes.
And the viewers might have noted just one of the teams that had offered both of you, there's just one team that overlapped and gave you both a contract offer, being the Astros.
Yes.
Do you think you may still be playing together if more teams offered a contract to you as a pair? Were the Astros just not doing it for you, or did you look into that opportunity in the beginning of this process?
I mean, I think that it might have been a decision that we would have made together if the right team would have came along, but none of the teams had 2 openings. There really wasn't that team that had 2 that they could give us. I kind of thought maybe the Expos would have offered something to me as well. And they had said time and time again, if Brett doesn't join, then they would give me a contract. So I was second fiddle, obviously, on that team. But I think with the Astros, the only one, the Astros have 6 people, and obviously Brett and I would have started every game, but I think it's just a repeat of the Cardinals. And that's what we just disbanded. And it's really not in the right mindset for us to go to what we just did. We would have kept the Cardinals and just added those players in.
Very true.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, if we had the right offer for both of us, obviously I'd love to play with Sam. We've played together for umpteen years,
Five
whatever.
years. 5 out of the 13.
5 out of 13 years. And he gets mad at me while I get drunk, and it's fun. But
As
long
as he produces.
But we do well. So, but no, I mean, if one of the major teams that had 2 people and needed a couple others, the Phillies maybe when they started,
They were thinking about it.
if they would have said, hey, we want both of you guys,
Might have done it.
might have done it.
Chris Metter, that was talks at the beginning, was doing Chris, myself, and Brett,
Mhm.
and then possibly bringing somebody else in. Obviously, that would have meant Edlow and Spencer would have stayed on the Royals, but that could have been an option, and who knows? Another option, the Brewers. We've always talked about playing with Pete before, in the past, and but with Pete and PG and Kyle as the solid core player of that team, that's 3, and it's a 4-mains league, not a 5.
Mhm.
Indeed, that's very true. So how do you think you both will fit in with your respective clubs? You come from a position where you're a captain. Brett wasn't a captain, but he was pretty much a team leader. You guys might fit in below some of the other players. You might not be the guy who's called on in the bottom of the 5th in the last inning. How do you think you're going to blend in with that new leadership?
I think Sam's going to have a difficult time adjusting to that.
Yeah.
He's
Somewhat
been
foreign.
the captain for 5 years. It's a little-
13 or 12.
12.
Been a captain for 12 years.
There you go. I think it's going to be a little bit different. For me, I was always kind of like, I was a co-captain, but I was more like, I let Sam do most of the work.
Do the running, do the
So-
running of the league and things. But
Yeah.
it'll be an adjustment period for me. I think but we're both going to teams where we're now not the best player on the team. There are players that are better than us, maybe multiple players that are better than us on our teams. And it's funny because we're going to teams that have pitching staffs already established. We're going to teams that have a lineup established. And I could very well, after batting first for the past 4 years, be batting 4th on this new Royals team. So it's going to be an adjustment period, but I think we'll fit in nicely.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you going to the Royals makes sense. You're going to be with your brother. You're going to be with guys that you're friends with. Same with me. Going with my brother.
Yeah.
With Grant, who I've known since I was a kid.
Yep.
BK, who's...
All the guys live next to each other.
BK and Brita, who are both DUs.
Yep.
I've known them for a while. I would have fit in with the Brewers or
Yeah, I suppose.
the Expos as well.
Yeah.
Agree. But yeah,
You're a chameleon. You can fit in anywhere.
Yes.
I don't know if I would have fit in with like the Athletics.
Yeah,
It just seemed like a little bit.
that would have shocked the world.
Yeah.
That would have.
If they would offer me something, I would have taken it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? They could offer me a lot.
They're now one of the only teams that has 4 players on their team. Just 4.
Just
The
4.
4 core. That's it.
Wow.
One of the only teams. Anyway, I digress.
Hope for no injuries. And folks, we'll be right back, taking a quick break. When we return, we'll have one more question for Sam and Brett. But first, a word from our sponsors.
The Decision, brought to you by Rubin Brown. Rubin Brown for all your audit, tax, and consulting needs. Raise your expectations. Also brought to you by Breckx, for your ultimate beverage, home, and patio product needs. Along with Dick's Sporting Goods, every season, including the Wiffleball season, starts at Dick's. And finally, brought to you by the Corner Pub and Grill, the official restaurant of the Skibbe Wiffleball League.
And folks, welcome back. We are here with one last question for Sam and Brett. So we're doing right. Question is, what do you guys think it's going to be like? You know, this upcoming Memorial Day weekend on Sunday, when you two face off against each other for the first time in several years.
Yeah.
How do you think that situation is going to go for you guys, Brett?
I think it's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun.
I do not doubt that I will be pitching and Sam will be pitching. I don't doubt it.
Could happen.
I think it kind of has to happen.
Yeah, that would be a big storyline if that happened. And obviously, we're not in situations where we can decide that fate.
Let's see what happens at that point.
You know, as it'll be the first time where I'm not choosing who is going to be pitching, and you know, Gus might try to go for himself, but you know, I think that I'm gonna try to get his attention and say, you know, I'd like to be on the bump against him, and it might go south quite quickly. But it'll be interesting to face Brett's Top Gun. But my gut says that it'll be a bloodbath, and the Royals will come out on top.
Definitely blood. There will be blood.
You're so screwed.
Well, before things escalate any further, I want to thank both of you, Sam and Brett, for being here.
Thank you, Pete.
I'm sure there'll be a lot more talk, a little chatter about this decision leading up to Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Check Twitter. I want to say good luck to both of you in season 14.
Thank you.
With your new franchises. And with that, I leave you all tonight with Brett and Sam officially signing their contracts for 2016 and a new Wiffleball era that is beginning here in St. Louis.
Yes.
Just 37 days until opening day for season 14. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Good luck, Brett.
Bad luck, Sam.
It's showtime. Call me Junior. 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 It's showtime.